Hi everyone, my name is Prue. I'm a Client Success Manager here at Formatize. Thanks so much for joining today's webinar. Some of you may be new to Formatize. Some of you may have been with us for quite a while. In any instance, I'm hoping that you'll be able to find out some new things about how CRM contacts work. So today we're going to go through the contacts module, both on the web portal and on the app, so that you can see how it works and see how it's going to benefit your business. So we'll probably get started now since it's just gone 1 p.m. Let's do it. So you should be able to see the management portal here that I've logged into. So this is a sample account so that I can show you around. Some things that I wanted to mention before we get started today. You may have noticed, if you're an existing customer with Formatize, that we do have the plus new button that's now available to be able to quickly create new things within your account. So whether that's a contact like what we're going to go through today, or a quote or a job or an invoice. So this is a new feature that's just been released that's available right now. So you'll see that on your management portal yourself. Another recently released feature that we have available is the merging of contacts. So quite popular in the scheme of things when you're looking at people creating contacts in your account and there could have been a duplicate for whatever reason, you can now merge. So we'll go through that in more detail as we go through the webinar today. So on our CRM, you do have that contacts functionality. So that's where we're going to store all of our contact information. So we do have the two-way integration with Xero and also the integration with QuickBooks that allows you to integrate your contacts list and have those populate into your Formatize account. You can also import your contacts. So you'll see on the far right-hand side here that you can use the import functionality. In that button, you've got the option to be able to see an example of content and also see a blank CSV file for you to be able to import contacts yourself. So we're going to have a look at the contact page first. So you'll see that this is a list type scenario where all of your contacts are available. You can filter by contact type as well as your status of your contact. So we'll go through that as we create contacts and look into existing customer cards. So if we were to have a look at, for example, at an existing contact, you can see that when you have a contact, so if we're talking about a billing profile, that's where your invoice information is going to be but we do also have functionality for multiple people and multiple locations. So this could be more than one person within the billing, so a husband and wife scenario, for example, or someone that has multiple properties. So that may be a real estate or just someone that's got more than one property that you manage. So as you can see on the left-hand side there, you'll see that the ID number for both of these profiles is 112. That means that this particular contact has those multiple profiles, being people or locations, so that you're able to easily identify that. You can choose not to show the non-primary contact to simplify your list, but the main thing to remember when you're creating a contact with multiple people or multiple locations is ensuring that that ID number is the same, so you know that they're all within one profile. So if we click on the billing name, we'll be able to go to what we refer to as the customer card. Now, this is everything about this particular customer, including the multiple people and multiple locations. So we'll go through the different elements of this. So in your billing information, you'll see that if you are integrated with Xero, you do have the invoice and outstanding balances there and available to you. As you scroll down, you'll see all of the contact information for this billing customer. So using the blue pencil or the green edit on this page, you're able to edit that customer's details. If we click over to people, you'll see that you can use the drop-down functionality to be able to add a new contact. So an additional person in relation to this billing profile can be added in here, and you can also edit existing customer that are connected to that billing profile, and also use the green view all people to have a look at everyone that's connected. This works in the same way as locations. So again, the drop down is going to allow you to see all of the locations associated with one billing profile, as well as being able to edit these locations and create new locations. This can also be done through a job. So when you're creating a job within Formatize and using the CRM contact, you will be able to add additional locations in that space as well. You'll see that on a location, there are the details of that property, for example, and also the notes functionality. So this is about the notes for the particular property. So that may be gate codes to be able to access the property, and that stays with the location. So in Formatize, we have 3 different types of notes. You've got your customer notes, you've got location notes, and you've also got job notes. So when you're looking at the customer as a whole, that's a note about that entire billing profile. And then those location notes make it nice and easy if they do have multiple properties to know exactly what property that note belongs to. And then of course your job notes. So that's the note specifically about that particular job or visit that you're doing. Attachments allows you to add plans or agreements, anything that is relating to that particular location. There is also CRM documents that we'll go through in a moment as well, but you can have location attachments, so it's really easy to refer to these both in the management portal and out in the field on the app. Over to the right-hand side, you'll see the communication block. So this is where you're able to see all of the communication in regards to this particular contact. And later in this session, we'll go through some of the updates that are coming out in this space as well. So in your task module, you'll be able to see all of the tasks that are associated with this billing contact. So a task can be something that is triggered automatically through a job type template, or it may be something that you create manually after you make contact with a customer, is something that you want to follow up on. So for example, you've got your invoice reminders automatically happening through the automated assistant. You may have those reminders go as an email to the customer at 7 and 14 days, but when it comes to 21 days, you want to have a task to yourself so that you're going to physically make the call and contact that customer. So you'll be able to see those tasks here. Tasks can be edited to be due on a different date. So you may get the task to follow up on that invoice, for example. You may give the customer a call and they assure you that they're going to pay you today. You can set that task again for you tomorrow so you can double check that they have made the payment. So you're not losing that communication. Tasks are available on the management portal for your admin staff. So you'll see notes, again, we spoke about those earlier. So the different types of notes, you're still able to see what note it belongs to. So you've got job notes, obviously, that you can see here are hyperlinking back to the job itself. A location note would have the address, and just a plain note is going to be for a contact. Again, you can send communications straight from here. We spoke earlier about the plus new to be able to do that anywhere within the management portal, but you can also do it here straight in the contact. So you can select what type of communication that you want to send, an email, an SMS, or a PDF letter. You can then also use a template. So a template may be used in the web portal or in the app. So you can create those through your settings cog in your account. So it makes it nice and easy. If you're sending the same type of communication multiple times, you can create that as a template. These templates can also be used to save time when you're creating your job type templates. So instead of writing that same sort of communication time and time again, you can use a template to make that an easier process for you. If not, you can just use free text. Again, using our placeholder functionality. So you'll use control space to be able to use placeholder information that will bring in information, whether that's about the contact itself or about your business or the user. So it makes it really easy if any of that information does get updated, that it's automatically going to come through on your placeholders. Again, we're sending communication. You can get a copy to send to yourself, or you can send it and set a task. So if you want to remind yourself to do a follow-up in regards to the communication that you've just sent, that's really easy to do so. The history will show you all of the history in regards to that client. So that's emails, tasks, jobs, anything that is associated with that billing contact, you're going to be able to see it here. You'll also see the new drop down that will allow you to quickly action by adding quotes, or invoices, or jobs right from this page. Down the bottom of the screen, you'll see the activity block. So this is all of the activity that's happened within that billing customer. So all of the jobs. So you can have a look at jobs that are active, in progress, complete, overdue, and also the recurring profile. So obviously all of these features within the activity are available throughout the management portal anyway. But if you're in the customer card, you can easily have that overview of the client as a whole and obviously be able to edit any of the elements within here. So we've got jobs, all of the forms that have been completed for that particular customer and can be filtered down to specific locations. So you can easily see what's been completed from location to location. Your reminders, so all of the reminders that are happening within that billing customer, whether that be triggered automatically or created here from the reminders tab. So remembering that our job type templates can send automatic communication based on stages and also timeframes before and after the job itself. You can have a look at all of that here. Documents. So I mentioned before location attachments being, site plans and things like that. You can also have documents held on the client as a whole. So documents work in the same way that our resources work. So resources, you would possibly store things like SDSs, policies and procedures within your business, so that the latest document is available to your users out in the field and obviously within your web portal as well. So a document can have an expiry date. So that means that when it's due to expire, expired and overdue, you can have a notification email automatically sent to your admin so that they're aware that that document needs to be updated. So a good reminder for something like a contract with a client, that it may not necessarily be the job that's going to give you that reminder that the contract is due. You might have an ongoing agreement with the client that you're going to keep visiting that property, for example, on a regular basis, and you want to make sure that that spot available in your diary remains for that client, but you just want to renew that contract. You may change some pricing or some terms and conditions. So the expiry on a document is a really easy way to be able to do that and make sure that everything's being accounted for. Photos. So these are all of the photos that have been taken within a form that is using the CRM element for this customer. So really easy to be able to have a look at everything that you've done in the past. You may choose to download these photos to use as examples on your websites and things like that, or to be able to have a look and see how the site has progressed. Leads, so our lead pipeline functionality within the CRM allows you to have more than one pipeline with multiple stages. So you may have different processes for different workflows within your business where the lead pipeline could help you move through and keep track of those processes. So a lead can move through a stage and automate communication. So whether or not that's an email to the customer or a reminder to yourself, again, that task element is available in the leads as well. So quite easy for you to have those set up to see where your business is coming from. A lead can be converted to a quote, an invoice, or a job. So you can really see that initial stages right through to the end of a job being completed within that one space. Our quote functionality allows you to have quotes obviously send out to the customer, again with automated assistant reminder functionality also available. So you can keep track and make sure that you're monitoring those quotes that are sending out. Obviously, it's great to send out quotes, but if we're not following up with the client and making sure that they're won, then definitely we're wasting time. So quotes, again, like a lead, you can just start in the quote process and then convert to an invoice and have that quote attached to a job as well. You don't have to have a lead to be able to have a quote. Your invoicing, so invoices allow you to be able to let the customer how much they need to pay you. So definitely one of the most important parts of your business is getting paid. So again, the automated assistant falls into the invoice functionality as well and allows you to send automated invoice reminders, whether that's to the client themselves or back to yourself and a task. Purchases, so being able to allocate your spending against a particular invoice, for example, or a particular job. So purchasing allows you to keep a record of that nice and neat where everything is together. Our assets module is an add-on feature that is available. So it can manage things like your vehicles, equipment, if you're in fire extinguishers and anything of the like, where you're doing an inspection for maybe multiple items at a site, the asset element within a form will populate all of those individual items. So it makes it really easy for you to be able to record any activity or any inspection details that you need to do, and also push that information back. So that's the customer card as a whole. So there's lots of features there that allow you to be able to see a whole snapshot of the client. As I mentioned before, those functionalities are available throughout different parts of the portal, but sometimes it's nice to have that whole picture of the client. So I'll just pop back into contacts again and quickly show you how to create a new contact. So on the right-hand side, you'll see the new contact option. You also have the new plus new button that's available. You can also create a new contact when you're creating a job. It all goes back to the same place. So it's quite consistent in its look and its feel, and it's really easy to use. So typical customer information obviously is collected here, including contact names, contact details. You can add custom fields, so we call those custom variables, and they, again, like the other CRM contact information, can be pulled into the form element. So if there's specific detail that you want to be able to hold against all of your customers, you can also use those in the form functionalities too. Your contact types and source, so both of these are tags. So once you create a customer with a particular tag and save it, the next time you create a customer, that tag would be available. So for things like source, there may be different ways that you're receiving information or receiving contacts into your business. So you may want to track that so you can report on it later. billing address and your notes can be added on here. So again, you can go into the customer card itself once you create the customer to add further notes, but you can do it all at the initial stages of you creating. Once you save the contact, you'll go straight into the contact card for that customer. So I'm going to jump into the app now. I'm going to show you through what is possible and what it looks like when you're looking in the app as available so that you can manage your business out in the field. You'll see that there is a contacts tab. From here, you're able to, again, create new customers as well as searching your existing customers. So if we again go back to our example customer that we were looking at before, you'll see that I can swipe to the right to be able to call, SMS or email the customer. Again, with SMS and email, you can use the templates that you have already created through the management portal. If we swipe to the left, we can create a new lead, add a new note, quote, or invoice, and also create a new job. So really easy to be able to keep your business running when you're out in the field. If we want to just have a look at that billing customer and the people and locations that are associated with it, you'll see that within that customer card, again, I can swipe on the email or phone field, for example, to be able to make contact with the customer directly from the app. So you'll see across the top, we've got within the billing, we've got the billing people and locations. So we can see everything that is associated with that customer. We can have a look at all of the information about a particular location, for example. We can have a look at all of the notes and also resources. In the little briefcase tab, you have all of the active jobs. So these are all of the jobs that are associated with this contact. Again, we can swipe to be able to communicate, and also swipe in the other direction to be able to accept, reschedule, or edit that particular job. Now, this is permission-based. So going back to our individual user profiles, you can control whether or not people within your business have the ability to be able to edit jobs. If we have a look at the next tab over, so the paper icon, that is all of the notes about this particular customer. So again, the reference back to job and location where applicable, and all of the documents associated with that customer. The star is all of the leads in relation to this particular customer. You will see on the drop down that you can choose your applicable pipeline if you have more than one pipeline available in your account. The last tab is the accounts tab. So all of the quotes and invoices, you're able to view them here and also create new quotes and invoices from this space as well. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see the 3 dots that will allow you to add new quotes or invoices, as well as new people in relation to this billing profile. That's the customer card in the app and an overview of the management portal. So I might just go through some extra features that we're working on behind the scenes here at Formatize. So we've mentioned the add new functionality. One other element that I didn't mention when we were in the management portal was about the merge functionality. So again, all of our updates are available in the update tab. So in your help menu, you've got updates, and this will show you any new features that are coming out, but you can merge customers. So as I said before, if you've made a duplicate in error, for example, you're able to share that with the customer. So you're able to merge those customers together. So you can do it through editing the contact when you're in the contact card. And you can also do it by selecting those duplicate customers, these two, for example, and click on merge. So if it's that you're merging one into the other or the other way around, depending on how many you've selected, you'll have that option to be able to merge. There are some following questions on how to make that work and what elements you want to merge and not merge. So our user guide has that information so that you can have a look through how that feature works. So on the question mark there, you've got the user guide. So this will have an article in there about how to make those changes and how to merge a contact. And obviously our support team's available if you have future questions on that. Okay, some other elements that are being worked on is our two-way SMS messaging functionality. Also our email integration, our client portal that's going to allow you to be able to accept quotes, well, for your client, sorry, to be able to accept quotes, pay invoices, view jobs and their statuses, and view completed reports. So this will be permission-based, but definitely exciting feature that's coming out. There's also a brand new app that's being designed to look awesome and be super easy to use. So you'll see some changes with that coming out and some more information moving forward. Okay. So I wanted to thank you so much for joining today and let you know that if you need any help with contacts or importing your contacts, we do have our professional services team available. So I'll send an email after today's session with some information on that. If you're not an existing Formatize customer, we'd love to offer you a free 30-minute virtual demo so that we can show you around Formatize and answer any questions that you have. So I'll pop an email in, a link in my email for that as well. Thanks so much for joining, and I hope to see you again soon.